Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I thank you all for being here today. If you are watching live, do me a favor and are new, do me a favor and grab the subscribe button and let us know that you appreciate the content towards the end of the show with some thumbs up. So, can't tell y'all thank you enough for all that stuff. So, I do really do appreciate that. So, today we're going to take a look at some interesting things around price predictions, potential exponential gains. We'll see what happens around those things in the Bitcoin space. By the way, if you haven't noticed, Bitcoin's above $30,000 and it's holding, which is kind of cool. So we're going to kind of get into that in a little bit. The next place Bitcoin goes, no one really knows, but we'll kind of talk about that as we progress here. So, what do you think that kind of the title of the video and whatnot? What do you think the Bitcoin stuff, Berkshire Hathaway, good old Warren Buffett, and the housing stuff that's been taking place? And it's, in my opinion, it's like the perfect storm. We're gonna have some interesting things go along here the next couple of days, couple of weeks, and I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Cryptocurrency is the exit strategy. It is where the fiat currency will go. Gold and silver is already absorbing a lot of it, but at the end of the day, how in the world is it going to continue to absorb it if there's only so much to go around? Which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. There's only so much Bitcoin to go around. The price of gold will go up, silver will go up, so will cryptocurrency. Reason being is because that is technically the deflationary currencies. Technically, really, just cryptocurrency is. Because you can. Anyways. I'm squirreling like crazy today, so if I'm all over the place, y'all, I go ahead and apologize now. I am definitely having a interesting day. I have not had enough coffee today. I am currently drinking another cup right now. So those of you who are enjoying the same thing, let me know what you're enjoying. It is a honey processed something. Tastes like watermelon. But anyhow, I digress. Let's jump in, shall we? Let's get in here. Push the right buttons. There we go. There's an analyst predicting that an exponential gain for Bitcoin. Says short-term Bitcoin bearish structure now invalidated. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with the price of Bitcoin and what was going on with it and everything. The dips, the holds, the run-up it had. So this analyst predicts very interesting things here. A widely followed crypto strategist says that Bitcoin is now in a position to print exponential gains in the coming months. It could be that happens in a few weeks. Pseudonymous analyst Rect Capital tells his 324,000 Twitter followers that Bitcoin is now in a bullish phase and will likely witness rising price action in the mid to long term. Rect Capital shares a chart showing that Bitcoin continues to trade well above the diagonal trend line, which to a guy who sits here and doesn't chart, I connect the dots behind what's going on in the projects. But I digress. Looking at these things kind of helped me get a pricing, if you will, around what's coming down the pipe for Bitcoin. Let's see here. That is okay, where we were. Trade well above the diagonal trend line that kept Bitcoin bearish for more than a year. Bitcoin is very well positioned for a mid to long term upside. Yes, it is. It always is in this time of this time of its cycle. There are cycles in Bitcoin, whether people think there are or not, there are. It would be a shame to miss out on exponential post Bitcoin having gains. So each one of these blue lines, if I'm not mistaken, let me open this up. I think those are halving points. Yeah, maybe? No, I don't know. I think those are. So it pops and pops and pops right after. So we are coming in for a crazy bit of time here. These are, I don't know what the, whatever. As for short-term outlook, Bitcoin Direct Capital says Bitcoin's April 10th close move above $29,000 indicates that the bearish double top structure is likely no longer a threat to the crypto king. Bitcoin daily closes Bitcoin's daily close like this, and the double top like it did will be invalidated. The Bitcoin double top is dangerously close to being over. It is. So they're predicting. They're not telling you what the price predictions are, but that it's going to explode up. Low Bitcoin bulls are starting to flex their muscles. The trader says that Bitcoin could still witness a corrective move as long as it is trading below the diagonal resistance. Bitcoin continues to remain inside this structure. No major trend shifts as of yet. Bitcoin would need to break beyond the black higher high trend line to enjoy a bullish breakout. This guy. I think that's what it is. Or that guy. Yeah. Anyhow, we're looking for some very interesting times here going up. I have another buddy of mine. He occasionally watches the shows. You know who you are, dude. Thank you for this. We were talking yesterday about some of the charts around what Bitcoin will be doing in the near to midterm future, and he also confirms the same thing. It's just he uses different charting techniques. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, yes, we could probably see it really run 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I have no idea what those might look like, but easily start to really get back up there. Okay. So when that happens, most of the alts do the same thing. So those of you who are in the alts, you got to understand that they are businesses. Most of them are for-profit businesses. There are some stupid rug pull type things out there, and that is what it is, right? If you go and you collect or put your eggs in fewer baskets, not one, but fewer baskets, you'll start to recognize the importance of these little things where Bitcoin starts breaking above certain trend lines, certain areas. So just hold on tight. It's going to be interesting. We're going to see what it could be doing. Analyzing the Bitcoin or the 2024 having impact on Bitcoin. So it's interesting to see this as well. As the 2024 Bitcoin halving draws closer, investors wonder what could be the potential impact of the price on the price of Bitcoin. Valuable clues about Bitcoin's future price trajectory can be obtained by examining fees to rewards ratio, the historical accumulation and distribution cycles. Bitcoin's fee to rewards ratio. Okay. Fees to reward ratio is a crucial indicator that sheds light on the proportion of the transaction fees relative to the miner's total mining rewards. This stands for the block rewards and transaction fees combined. The ratio provides insights into the financial stability of Bitcoin network. It shows the extent to which transaction fees contribute to miners' revenue, as block rewards decrease over time due to Bitcoin's halving events. Transactions fees become a more critical source of income for the miners. And in order for those miners to maintain, by the way, they have to have their different income. It has to happen. So you had this in 2017. That was one heck of a run right there. Just one heck of a run from 2014 to it's just gentle. And then from 2018 into 2021, and it's still kind of we're in for it again, guys and gals. We're in for it again. So the higher fee to rewards ratio indicates the transaction fees make a larger percentage of the miner's revenue. This is essentially for maintaining the security and stability of the network. And those of you who've been mining or been around the Bitcoin space long enough, you understand this. On the other hand, a lower ratio suggests miners rely more heavily on block rewards for revenue. Crazy stuff, y'all. This is getting very interesting. So, where was this? This is the miner reserves. So the reserves have decreased comparable for what they used to be back in when it was easy to obtain them. You could mine several thousand Bitcoin if you had the appropriate equipment in a month or two, or not even. And it was insane. It was just great. Can you imagine what that would do to today if that was still a thing at these prices? So Bitcoin price prediction by 2024 halving. This is not mine. This is I don't remember. This is BainCrypto.com. So Bitcoin's early 2023 performance with an 84% year-to-date increase and a weakened correlation, weakened. I weakened. I can't say that word if I'm reading it. Sorry. Correlation with the Nasdaq 100 has set the stage for I lost my where I was. So on-chain analysts leading up to 2024 halving event. Sorry guys. Like I said, squirrely, bear with me. Historical accumulation and distribution cycles and fees to reward ratios can help project the future trajectory of Bitcoin price. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Institutional investors have historically favored accumulation cycles, while distribution cycles have been driven by retail demand. This is typically true. These cycles often align with Bitcoin's halving events and accumulation cycles typically preceding halvings, so right around the corner. The fees to reward ratio can be a useful predictor of the shift between these cycles, as it tends to spike before each distribution cycle. These fees to rewards ratio is started to spike again. It may suggest the market is entered another accumulation cycle. This is reminiscent of the accumulation cycles of 2019 and 2020 when the ratio spiked before significant price rallies. Yep. So people are going to start accumulating again. It's going to really, really accumulate again, okay? So based on the 2019 model, which I think we're looking more like a 2012, 13 model, whatever, I don't know. It's going to be a really big one, I think, this time around. Because this time around, you've got major corporations getting into it, like big time. Based on 2019 model, the current price trajectory suggests that Bitcoin could reach $46,000 by summer of 2023, which would correlate with my buddy. And he actually thinks it could hit sooner than that, but we'll see. However, the true target lies in the upcoming halving event, scheduled for April 6th. So we're under a year now, 2024 or thereabouts, which will further increase Bitcoin's scarcity by reducing the block reward from 6.25 to 3.12 per block. After reaching its target price of $46,000, it is conceivable that Bitcoin could attain a $100,000 valuation in the aftermath of the 2024 halving event, as the reduced block reward increases Bitcoin's scarcity and potential drives up demand. It's just somebody's opinion, looking at charts, potentials, things like that. It is not for sure. Nothing is in the space. So if you think about how we are going to run through all of these things as we have in the past, these crazy spikes, these crazy runs, this is the hour chart. We'll go look at the day chart in a little bit. But that's some interesting things. And all just kind of data points. Keep your mind on these two things. All the while, Warren Buffett calls Bitcoin a gambling token, just like the dollar is now for the world. Yeah, the chairman and CEO of Bitcoin doesn't have any intrinsic value. Really, but it does. But that doesn't stop people from wanting to play the roulette wheel. He's funny. You see, it actually does have intrinsic value because it has people as the value. We, the people, are running the miners, the nodes. We, the people, are the ones utilizing the network. We, the people, are obtaining devices to mine the cryptocurrency, to process the transactions. It's decentralized and distributed. You got to obtain the equipment to go mine gold out of the ground. It's not any different than that. So how is that not how does that, I don't see how that doesn't correlate in these people's minds. Just because he's the Oracle of Omaha and all these people, he's made all these money. He's if I had to guess, he knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who says, hey, here's this money, go do this with it. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett described Bitcoin as a gambling token in an interview with CNBC on Wednesday, echoing the dour opinion of cryptocurrency that he has aired in the past. The Berkshire Hathaway, I like that, Berkshire Hathaway chairman and CEO said Bitcoin doesn't have any intrinsic value, but that doesn't stop people from using the roulette wheel. Really? Because what about the dollar, bro? What about the dollar? Commenting on gambling in general, Buffett said, true urge of participate in something that looks like easy money is human instinct, which is always there. Bitcoin isn't easy money, like, at all. When it first launched, just like any business, any platform, any whatever, sure, those who were the earliest people who got in or part of the initial configurations, whatever you want to call it, of those types of things, those are the ones who get the biggest payouts, yes. But as you realize now, it's 30 grand ish for a Bitcoin. And in order to generate a Bitcoin with mining equipment, you have to invest a lot more than that. For what it's worth, that is not easy money. You are investing your money and spending it. It's in anyways. Buffett, is well known for being not a fan of Bitcoin. It's not a fan because he didn't get it early enough, and there's not actual incentive for him to get into it. If he was in it initially, he wouldn't be talking this way. Just saying. His top deputy, Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger, we've talked about that dude recently, has been even more outspoken over his disdain for cryptocurrency over the years. Earlier this year, calling for the U.S. to copy China and ban it. It didn't work copying it in China. Or excuse me, it didn't work banning it in China. I don't know where this dude thinks he's at in some la-la land that it actually worked. It doesn't work. It won't work. It's just something people need to realize. Anyways. And the reason being, the genie's out of the bottle, the toothpaste is out of the tube type of environment. Y'all need to understand this cannot be turned off. It cannot be shut down. There's not really a way to make it stop. So, but I have one more piece of the puzzle here. You got Bitcoin going crazy. You got all of the world elites, so to speak, or the big boys, if you will, coming out and saying Bitcoin's again bad. FUD. Except you got people out here actually looking at doing actual analysis on the Bitcoin charts, and it is going crazy. Go crazy. Absolutely crazy. Then you have housing. This is another piece of our economy that is being seriously overlooked by anyone and everyone that has anyone's ear at all. Okay. Market Insider, now this is a little different, but Business Insider as a whole does talk about certain things, which is appreciated, but housing is so unaffordable that banks are actually losing money for each mortgage they finance for the first time ever. So what happens when a business starts losing money? It tries to stop the losing of money. If it stops losing money and just breaks even, that's in business. The moment you start really losing money in a business is where things get really, really, really bad. Really, really, really quick. If they're losing money on these mortgages, they're going to stop writing mortgages. When everything collapses, the only people who are going to be able to obtain those rental properties or the real estate or the commercial properties or their own personal home are the ones who have prepared long before now. This fall, guys, this fall, you will see housing fall off a cliff. It already has started. You got the peaks and troughs, right? Yeah, peaks and troughs. Let me come over here. Peaks and troughs, right? We're at the top of that peak and we're starting to tick down. All right? It's about to just fall. You're already seeing California stuff with the whole SVB bank collapsing like it did. All of those startups, all the funding, all those different people who were running a business out of those things. Yeah. Anyone heard anything about them? Because I haven't. Did they actually get their money out? Did they just get shut off somewhere somehow? Yeah. Housing is so affordable. Banks lost money for each mortgage they financed in 2022. Some providers averaged $301 loss per loan, at first recorded by the Mortgage Bankers Association. And attributed that largely to the increased cost of financing a loan and decreased housing demand. Not really. Okay. They're the ones creating the terms of the loans. Increased costs? Can they not bake in their little thing here? What's up? What's going on? The housing environment has so unaffordable that certain banks lost money for each mortgage they financed last year. Yep. In 2022, independent mortgage bankers and mortgage subsidiaries of chartered banks lost an average of $301 per every mortgage they financed, the association said in a recent report. Do you know how many mortgages these places write? Like, that's a lot of money. That's like a red bleed hard. That's a hard bleed on these things. That represents 113% decrease from last year's average of income of $2,300-ish a mortgage. Yeah. It is the first time that banks posted negative profits for financing a home since the MBA or Mortgage Banks whatever association began recording profits in 2008. That largely due to the decrease in housing activity. MBA's vice president of industry analyst Marina Walsh said in a statement, prospective buyers are holding back from the market as mortgage rates hover near 20-year highs, and limited housing supply keeps home prices elevated. People aren't going to sell their houses if they got a 3% mortgage. Why would you double your monthly payment? They're not going to have anyone buy their house at the elevated price because no one's buying. See, it's a game of chicken. Who's flinching first, the sellers or the buyers? The buyers actually can't flinch. They're kind of strapped to the train track. They can't get a lower interest rate. They can't change that at all. They can't change that type of scenario. Now, those types of things can change, but those are not in control of the buyer. Buyer's not going to choose to go buy a house at 5-6% interest when the seller is holding it for 3% interest. Seller's not going to sell the house to go buy another house, even if they could sell the house at the higher rate or higher amounts. They're not going to go and buy another house at the higher interest rate. So who flinches first? Who flinches first are the ones who lose their jobs. Credit is squeezing. Credit is tightening. Credit is not looking good across the board. All right. It is disappearing. And it's going to get crazy. This is a perfect storm. You have Bitcoin running. All of the big boys are saying, don't touch Bitcoin, don't touch Bitcoin, don't touch Bitcoin. And yet, the majority of the things that they invest in is literally crumbling to dust in their very hands. Where's that fiat going to go, people? Where do you think that fiat's going to go? I'm telling you, it's going to run to crypto. It's going to run to crypto because gold and silver, there's so limited supply available to the public that these mines, the physical mines, and the gold silver dealers, metals, what metals dealers, whatever they're called, they only have so much they can sell or so much they're willing to sell. Because at some point they're going to recognize, hey, the dollar's worthless. I'm not accepting dollars for this anymore. What else you got? You know, you want to accept Bitcoin? They'll do it all day long. I guarantee you. Some of the places that I actually buy from, majority of them prefer and give a discount if you buy gold or silver with cryptocurrency. That should tell you something. They're giving a discount on the premiums if you pay with crypto. They prefer that over dollars, y'all. Do you understand? There's a massive mess coming, and it's gonna happen. It's already happening now. The starts of it are happening now. You are going to see a collapse like the world's never seen, and it is going to touch everything, and it's going to touch everyone, no matter how ready you are. And same here. No matter how ready you think you are, it's going to end up touching everyone's lives. If you bought a house in 2020, 2021, or 2022, there are homes that people are bought in 2021 and 2022 that are trying to sell them this year for $1 million profit. A home that sold for $500,000 is going for $1.5 million. That does not add up, y'all. It doesn't work. I'm hearing rumors that as a house hits the market, they're getting a sight unseen offer for what they're asking for it. That's happening. Those are investors. Sight unseen. The pictures look okay, sight unseen. Asking price offer. What's going on? What's actually going on? We'll find out very soon when the music stops. It already has stopped. Bitcoin is down approximately 200 on the day. So, but it is still up. Let's see what the week looks like. Still up on the week. Guys, Bitcoin's the exit strategy. Really all crypto. Divi is ticking up a little bit today. EOS just had some very interesting things. They now have an EVM that is an actual composition of Ethereum. It is an EVM because it's EOS EVM. Ethereum has an EVM as well. We'll see what EOS does. If you don't know anything about EOS, I don't, for all full disclosure, don't hold any. I had in the past. I don't know. It's a really cool project. People behind it are very, very, very interesting people. Put it that way. I think if they're successful in the things that they're endeavoring to do, it did spike quite a bit up into the $15 range. So it is definitely down off its high, but it would be interesting to see what goes on with that one. Matic is trading like others aren't trading. But my buddy is talking about how maybe I should have him on the show and let him just kind of give us a full analysis of all these different ones, and maybe I can get you guys. Maybe we'll do that as a Patreon show where you guys say, "What do you think this is going to do? What do you think this is going to do?" And just get an opinion from somebody who knows how to really, really do these things. Some of you guys really know what you're doing with them. Some don't. That might make sense. We'll see. I don't know how comfortable he would be with doing that or not. But anyhow, Same with Axes, just like definitely down from its high. Okay, these things are all poised to explode. They say that the housing interest rates dropped again. Well, yeah, it's just it's volatile. Let's see down here. We got XRP. People like to hear XRP news, XRP stuff. There is an entire XRP army behind stuff, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We shall see what happens going forward with that one. Y'all know it's a banker's coin, and it is potentially, not for sure, but potentially used in whatever these CBDCs that are being set up are going to be. I don't know. Just in case, kind of a thing. Let's run through, say hey to everyone. What's going on today? We got Gloria. What's going on? How are you today? Thanks for being here. And we got Daddy-O. Well, what's up, brother? Thanks for being part of the show. I love it that you guys are here every single day. It's great. Means a lot to me. Busy Mountain, same for you, dude. Thanks for being here. It is really, really good to see you here. And you have an interesting comment here. I'm laughing at these guys talking about taking profits or selling their inflated crypto for fiat. It's crazy. So many aren't seeing what's really happening. And that is one of the biggest things. They don't get it. BRICS just literally, there's you got people saying we're in a recession. Yeah, we are. You got people calling for a depression. Most likely that will happen. But what they're all missing is that the dollar actually is no more worth no more than the toilet paper that you use in your house, or kindling for your fire. This is Weimar Republic stuff, y'all. Go look that up. If you don't know what that is, go look up the Weimar Republic. Go learn. I've told you guys a few times. Go over to my website. It's listed in the description of the video. Master Blockchain Consulting. I need to probably see if I can embed it in my other website as well. Go over to resources. Okay. Go all the way down to required education. This is The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. I have his permission again to have this on here. It is a 10-part series. At the beginning of the series, he is just gold and silver. He is not in favor of crypto. But he does an entire section, I think it's number 8, around that, and I think he incorporates it in the rest of the series. The whole number 5, where does money come from? Yeah, y'all should go watch that. Really tie some things in for it. That's it's on my website. Resources, very bottom. Required education. Definitely worth paying attention to. Dollar is literally dead. Literally dead. There's a reason why they're doing the CBDCs. There's a reason why Texas is doing a gold-backed cryptocurrency. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a CBDC. Actually, that would be a state-issued currency that's backed by gold reserves. If the United States are technically all, if they weren't united, realize that the states would be individual sovereign nations, right? So you'd have the sovereign nation of Texas, California, et cetera, right? So, but because they're all united and it's one nation of United States, it literally means that each state can effectively create their own currency if they have the gold or silver reserves to do so. As long as that underlying asset is the same for every state and every nation, the currency name doesn't matter. You could hold Texas coin. I don't know. Longhorns coin. I don't know. Something stupid like that. As long as it's denominated in gold or silver, then it's fine. This is where I go back to what happens when the dollar dies? How are you going to have a valuation of Bitcoin? Right? This is 1/30,000th of a dollar. Reverse it. It's dollars. They're worthless. So as the worth of dollar goes down, Bitcoin's value increases automatically because of inflation. if it's at $100,000, what is that actually going to successfully buy you? If it's at $1 million, $10 million, what does that successfully buy you if it's in dollars? How many bars of gold can you buy with that? That's what you need to value this stuff in. The dollar's dead. Thank you for pointing that out, Busy Mountain. Really appreciate that. We got Tom Hutchinson. What's going on? Thanks for being here. It is a fantastic day. To answer this question, do you think it's worth mining Bitcoin now? One miner or two miners? So think about your ROI, your return on investment. Okay. It costs significant US dollars to obtain a miner. It also costs. It will increase your power draw unless you have a way to source electricity for those miners in a much more efficient manner, a way that actually reduces the load on your house or your regular payments on your house, your electricity cost. Then it's a significant investment and a significant run cost. The only way to successfully get into mining and have it be 100 like majorly profitable, like really worth it, is with major investment. I think you're part of the Patreon. Ping me in there and I can go into detail on what that means. So, but anyhow, let's see here. Who else is here? We got Daddy-O. What's going on, man? Thanks for being here today. I love it. You like proof of work coins? Fantastic. I do too. I like them all. But yeah, anyways. We've got Bitcoin Trenny man. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here. Hopefully you and the family is doing well. Say hi to your family. Really love you guys. Appreciate you being here. We got Truth Seeker in the house checking in. Thanks for checking in, buddy. I appreciate it very much. Who else we got here today? This is interesting. It's on the Ripple website about the CBDC. Yeah. So Ripple is supposed to be part of the CBDCs. If you don't want anything to do with the CBDCs, Ripple is something you probably don't want to. If you're holding it, you may not want to hold on to it long. I'm not going to tell you what to do. There are certain things you hold for temporary stuff. There are certain things you hold for long term. Don't do what you think is best, but just be mindful that could come down the pipe and get you stuck. But anyways, I digress. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day. I will see you all Friday for both the regular show and the Patreon show. Now listen for next Friday. I will not have a show at all. I will be smoking a lot of briskets, between 15 and 20 at the same time. It's for a wedding. So I will be very, very, very busy on Friday. I might be able to do a few little clips here and there of, how to trim or how I trim the brisket or how I season a brisket or, some of the smoking process, cooking process, maybe something like that. If y'all are interested in that, let me know in the comments below the video, and I'll see if we can make that happen. We'll see. I'll have some help, and maybe we can snap some shots. It's a lot harder to do by yourself, for what it's worth. So anyhow, I digress. You have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day. Take it easy and be blessed. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.